Joining us now is the chairman of the House Financial Services Committee, Texas Congressman Jeb Hensarling. Congressman, it's good to see you this morning. Thanks very much for joining us. Some are calling Hurricane Florence the Harvey of the East Coast, or, of course, Hurricane Harvey devastated Houston around this time last year. Your thoughts on the impact here?
Well, I must admit, as a Texan, I went and visited with families after Harvey. I saw the devastation. Listen, I'm not in North Carolina or South Carolina, but if my governor told me to leave and seek high ground because I was taking my life in my own hands, I think I would take the advice. I mean, I still assume there will be incredible devastation. I just hope and pray that nobody will become a fatality here.
I want to turn to potential progress on trade this morning. The Trump administration issuing an invitation to Chinese officials for another round of trade talks. National Economic Council Director Larry Kudlow commented on the potential breakthrough yesterday. Here's what he said. Love to get your reaction as well, sir. Watch.
There's some discussions and information that we received that the Chinese government, the top of the Chinese government, wished to pursue talks. And so Secretary Mnuchin, who's the team leader with China, has apparently issued an invitation. In 20 years, they've made noises about China, but they've never followed through. Why not give President Trump a little credit for doing the right thing?
Congressman, you had a recent trip to the Asian financial capitals where you discussed the U.S.-Asian trade policy, among other issues. Your reaction to this invitation and what happens now?
Well, I think it's always good that both sides are talking to each other, but China is a very unique situation. I mean, they have been a serial violator of the WTO, and as a statist economy, through particularly non-tariff barriers to entry and through subsidy policies, it's just not the type of economy that lives with either the spirit or the letter of the law of the WTO. So, indeed, I have returned from leading a congressional delegation to Beijing. I had an opportunity to meet with Vice Premier Liu He, who handles the economic and trade portfolio. And the message that we were delivering, it was both Republicans and Democrats, the message was, hey, if you think that this is a Donald Trump phenomenon, you're wrong. Don't think you're going to wait out either a congressional election or a presidential election. We're very serious that you cannot continue to expropriate by hook or crook our intellectual property and our technology. And so that message was certainly delivered. But again, you know, you've got a president for life over there, doesn't have to face re-election. The other message that we took to them is that America doesn't want you to be impoverished. We want you to succeed. But you can't do it by taking away our competitive edge, which is in intellectual property and technology. So I'm encouraged. I know the president believes in it is a fact that China, in some respects, has more to lose than we have to lose because their economy is much more trade dependent. But on the other hand, their politics is such they can be very patient. So I encouraged the Chinese to, once again, I informed them I didn't speak for the administration, but I did speak to the administration. And, you know, I was encouraged by things I heard in Beijing.
What strikes me about this story is, number one, you've got the dictator for life who, you know, the president in China will be prime minister will be there until the end of his life. And he still does not admit that they've been stealing IP from America. So how do you change something when they won't even admit it? So there's that. But you also are dealing with a race against the clock, you and your colleagues in Congress, working to pass a spending bill before the new fiscal year begins on October 1, and ahead of a potentially catastrophic hurricane set to hit the Carolinas. The Senate approved a $146 billion minibus bill yesterday, sending it over to the House to vote today. Tell us, Congressman, about these three spending packages. It doesn't include funding for the border wall, correct?
No, not to the best of my knowledge. So, again, unfortunately, spending bills take a 60-vote threshold in the Senate. It's the bane of the existence of House members like us. It's anti-majoritarian, and so too often on these spending bills, what you end up with is something tantamount to status quo government. What we do have in these spending bills is, fortunately, after the Obama years where we hollowed out our military, I got to tell you, just my recent visit to Asia again convinces me how important it is that the U.S. be able to project both influence and military power worldwide. At least in these spending bills, we are going back to rebuild the military, increase military pay, and to really fill in a lot of the gaps that happened during the Obama years. That's one good thing that has happened. But otherwise, Washington still spends too much, and one of these days our children and grandchildren are going to pay that price. But if you have to have Democratic votes, you end up with a lot of status quo legislation. That's just the fact. And I've been imploring my Senate colleagues to, again, allow the majority to rule, and that's what we need.
Do you worry that going into the midterm elections, the fact that you don't have the funding for the border wall, as the president has stressed that he wanted, that this will actually impact some of your colleagues' chances in terms of getting reelected?
Well, what I do know is already on roughly a third of our southern border, we have some kind of either literal wall or figurative wall, if you will. And I don't have the number at my fingertips, Maria, but I think we've already managed to get about $1.5 billion of the $8 billion, I think it is, that the president has requested. We continue to work on the rest, but I also know the president said that he didn't want a temporary lapse of appropriations at this time.
Right.
So this is a battle that has to be fought. I'm not sure this is the best time to fight it right before an election.
Right.
But I would say to my colleagues, under the Constitution, we have the power of the purse. And unfortunately, we have ceded too much of that power to the other body in some respects over my shoulder that has to have a supermajority for a spending bill.
Right.
And this is how we enact policies that the people ask us to do. It's the power of the purse. Read the Federalist Papers. Read what the Founding Fathers said. This is what we're supposed to do, but we're not doing it.
What are your policy priorities at this point? I know you're giving the GSEs, the government-sponsored entities reform, another try. You're unveiling a sweeping bipartisan housing reform bill that would unwind Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. Some people are struck that this hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, well, I'm one of them.
Yeah.
So I must admit there are certain big, heavy political lifts around here, and reforming the GSEs is one of them. I mean, unfortunately, Marie, in some respects, it's deja vu all over again. I mean, I'm just incredulous that through 3 administrations, 5 Congresses, we essentially have status quo, and that is you simply have a housing finance monopoly of Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, thinly capitalized, once again, securitizing mortgages with as little as 3% down. Once again, thinly capitalized, once again having scandals. Again, as Yogi Berra said, it is deja vu all over again.
Yeah, and isn't it true that the Obama administration used money from Fannie and Freddie and put it wherever else they wanted in government?
Well, indeed, it's been a cash cow. The bottom line is we don't want politics determining credit allocation. To a great extent, it was the mandated affordable housing goals of the government-sponsored enterprises that help erode traditional, prudent residential mortgage underwriting standards that brought us to a race to the bottom that created the second worst financial crisis in our history.
Yeah.
So I've tried to get rid of the government guarantee. It's dangerous. It's unneeded. We don't need it to have a healthy housing market. Unfortunately, I have not succeeded. So I'm now working on a bipartisan plan with a Democratic colleague, John Delaney of Maryland,
right.
That regrettably, in my mind, maintains the government guarantee, but puts a lot of private capital, brings in innovation, competition, disperses risk. That's my main focus now.
And of course, 10 years almost to the day to that crisis. Congressman, good to see you. Thanks very much.